One of the most appealing advantages of Paraguayan citizenship is, of course, the passport strength, where you can travel to with a Paraguayan passport. And it actually goes much deeper than that. If you want to travel within Latin America, within South America, within certain countries, you can actually do that with an identification card, which you will receive once you have your residence card. You can request it. That's very interesting. So now, Jesse, if you can please tell us about the passport strength. What are we looking at here? What are we talking about?
You mentioned something really important, in which countries you can travel inside of South America, for example, just with the DNI, which is really interesting. You can travel around 7 countries inside of South America: Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina, Peru, and other countries, because we have this special Mercosur, the South Treat. So we can travel just with the DNI, even the foreigners who has the DNI card from their temporal or permanent residency. But also we have the passport, for example, as a Paraguayan, or if you have your naturalization, of course, you will have also the opportunity to get your passport. And one of the advantages is because the Paraguayan passport has free visa access to around 142 countries. And it's very similar to other countries such as Uruguay or Argentina, for example. The most powerful passport in South America is the Argentinian, with 171 free visa countries that you can visit. But the Paraguayan is one of the best in the world, also I think it's around the 37th position worldwide. So it's not a bad passport actually to have.
Exactly. And I want to compare again here, but before I do, you made a really important point here that once you get your Cedula, you can travel to many countries within South America. And that's powerful because there are people, let's say you are from Asia, and most Asian passports aren't that great. They aren't that strong. You can't get into Europe. You certainly can't get into North America. You cannot get into Australia, New Zealand. And of course, you cannot get into all those countries with a passport from Paraguay either. However, once you get your Cedula, as Jesse pointed out, you can travel within certain South American countries visa free. So all that you need to travel is your Cedula card, your identification card. You won't need a passport. All you need to do is carry this card with you. So once you got your application approved and you got your residence permit, then you can request your Cedula. And with that card, this card is worth its money in gold. You can travel to many countries in South America. Another thing I want to point out here before I want to do a little comparison is that you can become a citizen of Paraguay in 3 short years. Of course, there are a few differences here. If you want to become a citizen of Paraguay, you actually have to live in Paraguay for the majority of the time each year for at least 3 consecutive years. So guys, there is some sacrifice here. However, not that many countries on this planet allow you to become a citizen in just 3 short years. If we compare this to Europe, in European countries, you can become a citizen, so it's also very liberal. However, it does take a lot more time for you to do that. Certain countries allow you to do that in 5 years. There are exceptions, of course. For instance, you marry an EU citizen from a certain EU country. Okay, you might be able to do it in less than 5 years. It's possible in some countries. But if you don't do that, if you don't have an EU spouse, then it will take a lot longer. Some countries take as long as 8 years and some even 10 years. So that's a long time to become a citizen, a very, very long time to become a citizen. And there are also more requirements, right? Language requirements, history requirements, tax residency requirements. Of course, you have that in Paraguay as well. And what you also pointed out, Jesse, which is really, really interesting, is of course that with the passport, right, you can get into 142 countries. That's not bad. Okay, you don't get into all countries on this planet, right? There is 195 countries and territories. So I think it depends on what data you look at, and like some websites consider some territories countries and some autonomous places countries and some don't, but it's roughly 195 to 197 countries, depending on what data you look at, on how they actually define what a country is and what a country is not, right? So with that being said, if you were to get a passport from Europe, obviously it's going to be a little bit more powerful. If we take a look at the Spanish passport, you pretty much have visa-free access to 190 countries. However, the barrier of entry is that much greater. Yes, you get more countries, but it is not so easy to become a citizen of Spain, right? It takes many more years and there are just more requirements. Something important that I almost forgot to mention is that with the Cedula, yes, you can travel to many countries in South America. So this is very comparable to an immigrant. Let's say you're from Asia, Latin America, North America. You want to go live in Europe. Okay, you apply for EU residency. You get it. Once you have your blue card, you can use the blue card to travel to other EU countries. It's very powerful. Once you have your EU blue card, and let's say you are a resident of Portugal, you want to travel to Spain, you want to travel to Belgium, Holland, Ireland, you can do that and you can stay in that country for up to 3 months. So there is a distinct advantage in Europe with the EU, and we can kind of see a similar picture. It's not identical, but it's a similar picture in South America where you can use your cedula to go stay in South American countries and even work there.
I have been 1 month in Argentina and another month in Peru, and everywhere I literally didn't carry with me my passport. I let it here in Paraguay. I knew that I won't need anywhere, like not even in the airport, anywhere. I was able to rent apartments and also to take or get a card, a SIM card, for example, or any other services, hotels, everywhere. I just needed to show my cedula, which was pretty easy. Of course, many of the people didn't know that this is a Paraguayan cedula, but in the moment that I say it's from Paraguay, they understood that they are part of this international convey. So all of them accepted this DNI. So it was quite easy for me.
With this cedula, as we have discussed now over the past couple of minutes, I mean, it's a gold mine. You can get a lot of stuff done. It opens many more doors for you. Subscribe now and turn on alerts to never miss any of my future nomadism, dating, and business advice videos. Thank you for watching.